What's going on, folks? Falcons trying to get to first place this Sunday. Look, man, we got Biscuit in the house. Look at this.
2-0 biscuit.
2-0 Biscuit, even though that last one was Biscuit, you disappoint me, buddy, but it's okay. I know you're going to make up for it this week. It's going to be all right. Anyway, we got a special guest with us tonight to preview the Bucks game and get into other stuff, all other things Falcons related. And by the way, go Jaguars, because they're about to kick off against the Saints in about an hour and 20 minutes. So let's get it going. And welcome in to episode 134 of Outta Your Falcon Mind, Atlanta Falcons fan cast here in the Clutch Studios on Variety Sports Network. Make sure you guys check out Variety Sports, man, for all great new shows coming out Sunday morning, Tailgate, Double, Hoop Southbound, getting ready to get rolling here with the SEC basketball. A lot of good stuff going on. Make sure y'all check them out. And we have on the show tonight Mr. JC from Four Quarters Podcast. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Just good to be on with you guys, collab with some new content creators, get that audience outreach. So I'm just glad to be on, talk some Falcons football because, man, it's a lot to be talked about.
Man, every week, man. And, of course,
every week.
Joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. Mike Cottrell. Buddy, what's happening?
I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be here. It's Thursday. It's football. Right. It's almost Sunday. We guaranteed a win. At least that's how I'm looking at it.
I'm hoping Biscuit walks
got
toward
my man JC on the show. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good show.
Damn right. I'm hoping Biscuit walks toward our helmet tomorrow. That's all I got to say.
Me too.
Walks toward it and sniffs it. Yeah, that's what we got to do. All right, man. So first of all, we turned 2 years old yesterday.
2 years old.
I had a notification in my memory signal. I was like, oh, what is this? And I went and looked at it, and I was like, oh, shit. October 18th was our first podcast. So yeah, how about that? And it's still going strong. So we appreciate y'all for watching and listening wherever you're bringing or getting the content. We appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, welcome in. Hope you enjoy this content. Hope you stick around. We do preview shows every week. We do recap shows every week. We throw some random stuff in there. Mike's dog Biscuit picks games now. He's about to be like legit if he goes 3-0. Yeah. So we do a lot. We have a lot of fun with it, man. We don't take ourselves too seriously and have some fun. So if you're here, man, hit the like button for us. Helps more Falcons fans find us. Subscribe if you haven't already, man. We topped that 1,000 mark, so we just want to keep on growing and keep getting up there. Anybody listening to us on your podcast platforms, just drop us a 5-star review if you can. Helps us keep growing on those platforms. We appreciate that very much. And finally, we have merchandise at bonfire.com/Outta Your Falcon Mind. You can find shirts, hoodies, whatever you want, all shapes, sizes, men's, women's, you know it. So it's going to be there. And that's that. Let's see who's in the chat. Early Berto, what's going on, man?
Berto! Oh, this is going to be a good one, Berto.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Liam, what's up, buddy?
Liam, buddy.
Bubba Gump, what's happening?
Themed wins. Wiki Ups Elite. Have a good show. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Archangel, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hopefully hopeful in the house. What's going on?
Hopeful. HH.
Good to see you, brother. JJ, what's up?
JJ Dynamite. Curry, what up? What's up, John and Mike in chat? Really hope we get this. Don't hope, no. Really know we're going to get this win. We need it in the worst way. Get back over 500. First away win in the year and regain first in the South. Now, you just gave some backhanded compliments. It's like you going to get over 500. That's like, I kind of like that. Like, oh, I like your cheap little shoes. What are they, like 85? I kind of see what you just did there, Kerry. I love it.
Oh, good.
King Richie, what up? Fellas, what's good? Another PR. Nice surprise. Hi, guys.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Smitty, man. What's going on, man?
Smitty, the blueprint.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, if y'all, I mean, I don't even need to introduce him, but if y'all haven't followed Smitty or see Smitty, y'all need
everybody knows Smitty.
Everybody already knows Smitty. But yeah,
he
always putting out great
logo at this point.
Sorry, putting out great content every week. That's right.
Yes, he does. Please go check out him and Berto because they be having famous people on their day to be wild.
That's right. That's right. That's what we're trying to get to. And we do have an email, folks. And it was sent by Anonymous. So look, we're going to read it but we're going to read it at the end of the show. Like it's not Falcons related. It's more, if y'all watched the show before, if y'all listened to the show before, you all know we kind of talk about a lot of things, life, food, relationships. It all kind of gets meshed into the show, and I mean, a lot of folks love that part of the show, which is great. We really we appreciate that. But yeah, we're going to read it at the end of the show. So just stick around. If you like that, stick around in the show. We'll read it and we'll give our response to it. So just want to let y'all know that. JC, man, before we get into the Bucks and everything, 3-3, what's your thoughts so far on the season, man? Just give me overall.
Well, it's probably better to ask me today than it would have been last Sunday. Because after that, it was really frustrating, and I try not to let my emotions get into the takes that I give off. But at 3-3, I mean, it's ups and it's downs, of course, by that record. You see it. We had our ups and we had our downs. Kind of struggling to get out our own way a little bit. But as you look around the league, most teams are sitting at 500 in the league. And, of course, you got the upper echelon of teams like Detroit and the Chiefs that have a one loss. But I don't really see us to be on that level quite yet. So I think while we should probably be at least 4-2, I think 3-3 is a good spot for us right now. I mean, we're still keeping track with our division, so that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to describe it, man. It's just up and down, no consistency, really. I mean, Dez has his best game followed by his worst game. It's all over the place. It's kind of like some of the stuff you expect, kind of from a young quarterback and a team trying to find its ways. I mean, but NFL is a rough league, man. You only have so long to get it together, and there's only so much patience at ownership and everything. So like, you want to see them turn it around sooner than later. And starting Sunday, this matchup, I mean, it's a division game. It's away. We haven't won an away game since the third week of 2022. And we haven't scored over 20 points on the road since that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, emoji.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some work to be done. Yeah, to say the least. Real quick notes. Y'all already seen this, but Jalen Hawkins released. I was shocked. I thought, and I wasn't shocked that we weren't going to move forward with Jalen, but I thought maybe trade bait for somebody. Like I didn't just see us flat out releasing him, and clearly, I mean, the Chargers claimed him. There was a bunch of other teams it looks like, according to Ian Rappaport, that was in the boat to try to sign him. So I feel like we could have got something for him. Like even if it's a 6th or 7th, like we could have got something. But whatever. Hey, they know more than me, I guess. But they released him.
Shout out to Jalen, man. That's
dude, and did you hear about what happened today? He got carted off the field.
No, I did not.
Yeah, first day of practice, he got carted off. So I haven't heard anything. Like Bolt Bros texted me and was like, "Can you believe this?" I was like, "No, I didn't even hear it, dude." But yeah, he got carted. Hopefully, he's all right. But we also signed Micah Abernathy back to the practice squad, and a familiar face to sign Demir Bird back to the practice squad today. So some more speed coming if we, if we so choose to bring him up. So yeah, man. I mean, it's just I don't know. What did you think about Jalen, Mike?
About him going, man, he's one of my favorite Falcons. You already know, like I ain't want him to go like that. But like I'm gonna be honest, you had a fair opportunity. So I don't want you to go, but you had a fair opportunity to like outplay and get your spot, and you didn't do it. So that's my dude. Like I love him and his girl, like the way they are on Instagram. He just seemed like the coolest dude. He's just a dope person. So I just want him best for him. I know he got carted off the field, but I'm happy he with the Chargers, Bolt Bros. I'm happy he went over there. But the first day of practice, you getting caught, like you can't even walk off. That's crazy.
Yeah, so they needed help.
The best for him, man.
Yeah, they needed help in the safety position because they'd had some injuries themselves. So I thought,
I want
you
to see him play
over there
somewhere.
I thought he would. Yeah. Oh, he'd definitely be on the field. Yeah. JC, you got anything on Jalen, man?
Like Mike said, he was a good locker room guy. From what I see, I'm not in the locker room, but it seems like he is always up in spirit. I don't think it was a necessity to remove him off the roster, even though we see his playing time diminish with Helms. But I mean, if that's what they choose to do, like you said, John, they know more than us or whatever. Hopefully he's all right out there, and I think he landed in a good spot. I mean, he didn't go to just the sorries of teams. He went to it's nice in LA, so I hope he enjoys it out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, he went to Cal Berkeley, so he's familiar with the area, and I mean, yeah, good squad. So hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's basically he went to Falcons West is what he went to. I mean, like
Basically.
yeah. So, I mean that when the Bolt Bros text me, I kind of gave them some information on him so they could put out a video, and I was like, yeah, man, it's just hilarious. I mean, y'all go through the same stuff we go through every year, so it's hopefully he has more success out there. But I don't think anybody saw DeMarco kind of rising as quickly as he did. For a seventh rounder, and we saw him show out in the preseason, but I don't think anybody thought like, okay, he's going to see so quickly see really a decent amount of snaps, and hey, good. I mean, that's a good problem to have, man. When you got too much talent, that's never a bad thing. So, Wolf, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man.
Wolf, what up?
I didn't know Demir was a free agent, though. I'm glad we brought him back.
I didn't either.
It's like the fact of, are we actually going to call him up? Because maybe the familiarity with the system, because something's not clicking with Scotty Miller, I guess, with us and his playing time. So maybe with Bird already pretty much knowing the system, maybe they'll slot him into that role.
Yeah, that's a good point, because, I mean, Scotty hadn't had a whole lot going on except for a few reverses, and I'm not even sure what else. I mean, it may be a few catches here or there, but Demir being probably a little bit bigger guy, still speedy as hell. We already know that. Nice combination with Van Jefferson if they do get on the field. We'll see. Linda, what's going on? She said, "Hey, what's up, guys? The Falcons have to be out of their Falcon minds this week."
They better be.
Absolutely do.
Well, I'm gonna be out of mine.
Yeah, and the people need to make a statement.
We need to make a statement. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's where I be at. We should really be 6-0, but
hey, we can make a case for that. You can make
Kenny,
a case.
what up? What up, fellas? Let's start to take control of this division this week.
Yep.
Being rich, nobody truthfully just beat us. We beat ourselves. That's how I feel. For real. Even Detroit tried to give us the game. Yep. Oh, everybody tried to give us the game, but it was like, here. And we was like, no, you take it. And it was like, here. And we was like, no, I want you to have it. And then we just went back and forth. And they always ended up with it in there.
Yeah, man, that's what made last week so frustrating. And we didn't even in the recap show, we didn't even go through the stats because it was so. I mean, it was like over 400 yards of offense. They had barely 200. We held the ball for 13 more minutes than they did. Like everything. If I'd have just read you the stats, you'd been like, "Oh yeah, we won by 3 touchdowns." But no, we couldn't because of critical errors at the wrong time and clock management. I'll take the clock management stuff, and JC, I don't know what you thought about it, but the clock management stuff in the game, we haven't seen that really with Arthur. Like so I'll take it kind of as a blip, like as a just okay, we screwed that up. We're going to fix it and move forward. But like that, you can't have that, man. Not in any, especially at the end of the game when you're trying to go in and win the game.
JC, I gotta ask you, man, just straight up, how you feel about Arthur Smith, like as a whole? Tell the truth, man.
I'm not like in the position of like, or the type of person to just want to fire somebody or get rid of them. I see the play calling stuff that people say about him and the clock management. Me personally, I think that he's established a decent or a good culture from what we've came from. With the last 2 seasons, with the roster being what it was, to get to 7-10, I think it is a point that he should kind of get a little credit for that. But when you say that the third year is supposedly like a 3-year plan, I don't think what he's doing this year is exactly what it needs to be. When it comes to the clock management, I do think a small tidbit was the fact, because I was at the game live and Drake London had ended up getting hurt or or got a cramp or something like that. And I think with Jefferson being new, he was probably supposed to go in, and it was just communication was off. So I think that had a part to play in it, because like y'all said, we haven't seen this be an issue with Desmond or with Arthur Smith as far as getting the play call in. Now it is frustrating, like Matt said on the broadcast, somebody has to be the guy and call a timeout. So because I think that pick that Desmond threw in the red zone was a result of the play just trying to get the snap off to not get a penalty and end up it being a miscommunication with him and Drake, and he just lost the ball up for an interception. So, but the last drive, man, I don't even want to talk about this game because it's really so frustrating. It's really so frustrating for real, because it's like, if you look at the stats and I don't tell you the score, you would say, man, that team whooped that other team. Like, it wasn't even a close game. And the fact that we lost that game is just really maddening, or just it's frustrating. But I think Arthur Smith, I'm not really on his hate train yet.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. Hey, we appreciate that, Wiki Ups.
Hit that like
Hit
button.
that
Thank
like
you, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, Wolf, man. That's awesome, dude.
Wolf. Thank you, Wolf.
It's funny. Sorry. So Jay said you mentioned Matt. Jeff
Let's
Schultz had
talk
an
about
article.
Matt. I could talk
Yeah,
about this for 30 minutes. Let's
absolutely. Jeff Schultz had an article in the Athletic where he talked to Matt Ryan. And so I've got some quotes from Matt that I'm going to read for y'all. And if you haven't read
Johnny
it,
Yates.
it's just it's talking about Desmond. So from our guy here. So he said the next 6 game weeks are crucial for determining Ritter's future. Ryan said, "Hey, no pressure." He kind of joked about it. He said, "What you're going to see in October, November will give you one full season to evaluate where he's at. Noting that Ritter only has 10 starts so far. The areas you're looking for growth are situational play, things like what happened at the end of the game last week when they had the 3rd and 2, and we threw the interception on 3rd and 7, and after the delay of game, the clock was running down again. Growth there would be knowing if the play gets in late, that burning a timeout is okay. If I put my GM cap on, I would say the next 6 weeks are important because of the Falcons. The decision on Ritter's future has not been made yet. I wish for him that he had more time playing last year. Everybody's situation is different. Mine was to come in and play right away. They felt like they could get good play out of Marcus for a stretch, but they did not. I would have loved to have seen Ritter earlier because every game, every situation is so valuable. I just don't think you can get that from the sideline. There's going to be growing pains. Ritter also needs to improve in making the routine, Ryan said. We would always talk about in our meetings about the good quarterback plays making the boring sexy. You do the boring things over and over again. At the end of the day, it's a sexy result. Part of good quarterback play is masking some of those things that happen and solving problems quickly. You have to be slowed down, calm, and level-headed while everything is happening around you. I certainly think he's capable of that.
Man, I love
From Matty Ice.
I love Matt for saying that. I love Matt. But I'm going to be honest, man. All of us, me included, are being too, I don't even want to say the word, but have you ever seen a challenged person score a bucket? Everybody, great job. Right? Like you overzealous when they do something kind of all right that they supposed to do it. And I think everyone is being like very kind because he's a great person. And you gotta get to a point where you like separate the person and the play. No, you're a great person. And I don't want to hurt your feelings, but bruh, no. There's no way like that. So it don't matter who you talk about. I hear so many people saying that they've been impressed with him. And I'm like, I don't know if I got cataract, if it's I'm on drugs and I don't know that I ingested them or something. I'm not saying I don't see this. And I think everybody is being so polite and so kind. And I'm the most positive as you come. And I'm trying to be like, nah, he'll get it like next week. And I say that every week, man. Last year I had Kyle Pitts in my fantasy. And every week I said, dog, he gonna go off next week. He gonna go off next week. And every week that man scored 1.3 points. And I had a shitty fantasy football season. And I didn't pick him up this year on purpose. So I just it got to get to a point where you call time of death. And if you want to go all season, that's fine. If you want to go 10 games, that's fine. I'm just saying it got to get to some point where we as people, as individuals, call time of death. And we honest about, hey, man, it's not you, not a bad person, but you are not a good quarterback. And I think that, and I will say this, that still remains to be seen. Because Matt, we're at a point. You want to give somebody time to jet. That is a fucking hard job. It could be the hardest job on the planet to do. I'm just being honest. So you want to give somebody as much time as possible before you judge him and say he can't do it. So I do understand, but at the same time, it has to be
tell me if I'm wrong though. Like I think you've been impressed with portions of his game and certain especially not this game but the previous game, where he looked flawless. The game we were at against Houston. Looked great, right? So it's just I think with you it's just the consistency's not there, and then just too many turnover type plays. That's what's got you down.
Yeah, man. You can't, like I said on the my last show, I don't mind your mistakes. I don't mind your struggles. But the one mistake you can't make, it's like I said on the last show, if you with a girl, I can help you. If you can't cook, I can help you. If you're not good with like your money, I can help you. If your car is a piece of shit, but I can't help you cheating. Like there's no like working with you if you cheating on me. No. And I feel like, when you throwing the ball constantly straight to the other team, just straight to them, and they dropping it or they getting interceptions and taking off, nah, bro. That is the mistake I can't have you making on the field, man. Like you cannot make that mistake repeatedly. And I understand growing pains, but that mistake, no, I have no patience for that because that's a game changer. So if you want to be for real, I think McKinney said we supposed to be 6-0. Man, we could be 0-6 if all them things he threw to the other team, if they caught them. We could be winless if they caught them passes he was just throwing to the other team. So I pay attention to that too. So while I'm out of my Falcon mind, I'm riding with him, and I hope he catch on. I'm always in the back of my mind saying, dog, come on, Desmond. Come on, dog. I believe in you, but come on, dog. Because it's too much on him, dog. And you got to understand that too. That's pressure. But it's like, it is the job. And I hope you do well, buddy. But like I said, you throwing the ball straight to the other team is not acceptable for me. I have no patience for that shit. I don't care if you're a rookie. I don't care if you new. I know. No. I'm not trying to be nice about that shit. I don't want to be patient with that shit. Don't do that or you come out the game. You can't throw it right to the other. No. And I don't care about being, I heard the dude, I was on the last show, the dude said I was being negative. All right. Dog, I'm being honest. If you tell me that if you own that team and he was doing that with millions and billions on the line, are you gonna be as patient as you being now? Come on, dog. And if the defense is some shit a year from now, y'all all gonna be like, we should have seized our shot when we had it. And I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna just pop up. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just pop up like this on your screen and wave to. But no, I'm always gonna ride with him until he's benched, man. I just think I believe in the man. I believe in the man. I believe that he's gonna catch on eventually, and he shows spurts. He catching on. So yeah. I just believe him to be. He's gonna all the way catch on eventually. I got faith in my man. I think he's gonna pull it off. But I say if he don't pull it off, I got to be honest about that as well.
Yeah, and JC, I'm gonna let you answer in 1 second, but it's like Matt said, the only way you get that he is reps, that he's gonna get better as reps, right? And so we've said it 1,000 times. We all would love to have seen that more last year. Just get those reps in. The preseason reps, I don't know. I mean, dude, he's not. Well, either way, Art's not going to stick him out there behind a second string line. So is he going to put his first line out there and risk those guys getting rolled up on or something like that? Like that's not going to happen either. So it's just a risk that he has to take. And like we talked about in the preseason, not many coaches are going to take that risk and then have to answer to their ownership if one of their top linemen gets hurt or their quarterback gets hurt because y'all played them in some games that doesn't really matter other than just to get some more play time, which is important. But again, it's just it's a shitty balance you have to try to get, So, I mean, I get both sides of it, but in the league, like I said earlier, the league's it's not a forgiving league, man. Like you have there's only so much patience that ownership has for so long. And I mean, it's just a matter of, what they're thinking, how long they're going to last.
Look, I have to throw this in there. It be seeming like y'all got more patience for him than y'all have for Matt Ryan. He was throwing 300 a game and 2 touchdowns, and all y'all was like, this old motherfucker that's holding us back. And then he throwing it straight to the other team, and y'all like, just be patient. I'm like, dog, make it, man, y'all all over the place. But I do have a question for JC. Hey, Jay, I gotta ask you something. What do you think if he catch on? What do you think is his ceiling? Like you think he could be excellent? You think he gonna be like above average, or you think he gonna be average, or like what do you think is his ceiling if he catch on?
No, he's never gonna be like a Pro Bowl type quarterback if he catch on, but you don't need that to win a Super Bowl. I think with the right team around him, you can do what you need to do if he catches on. So I would say,
is this the right team, JC?
They building it right with the defense, but one thing is the run game not working right now. I think when Matt first came in, he had Michael Turner to lean on. But I'll say like top 15-ish on that fringe right there. And his best year, probably like 12th, maybe. But he'll never be like that guy. But we don't need him to be because honestly, we had Matt, who was Fringe top 10 his whole career almost, and that didn't get us nowhere. So I'm willing to do the other team building strategy instead of trying to lean all in the quarterback and then figuring it out later.
Great point.
But I would say same thing I said with Arthur. Like, I do share a little bit more patience for Desmond just because I like to think that he can get it right instead of thinking that he can't. Like you said, Mike, we can't have patience for throwing the ball right to the other guys. Like, that's just crazy. That's like working at McDonald's and just eating out the food every time.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't do that. Now, if you mess up the order on your 9th day, okay, cool.
There you go.
That, but you can't just do something just completely crazy. So yeah, that. But also, like John said, I think portions of his game that he showed, you can be like, okay, I like that. So it's not just his whole performance. I think after the Texans game, I said he doesn't even have to do this every week. It's just, can we stop being so high or so low? Can we just get something in the middle? Like the whole offseason, it was just, hey man, just be the point guard, just drive the team, just get the ball to these guys, let them do the work. And so far, it hasn't really been that. Like 47 passing attempts is not what we need. You can blame that on the coach, but at the end of the day, the run game was not working. The line was getting no push. Like teams are going to try to shut down this run game. That's the strategy from now on. So when we line up, just know that they're going to load the box. Arthur Smith and Ritter are like the Hardy Boys right now. They're in tag team because I feel like they're gonna ride or die with each other. Ritter is gonna succeed off Arthur Smith, putting him in position, and Arthur Smith might damn near keep his job off Ritter. So, I mean, I think Ritter has the intangibles. I know we've heard intangibles all summer, but I think he has the intangibles. I think the locker room is behind him. But like y'all said, it's a production-driven league, man. If he's selling, like we like to say, if he's selling out there, it's not going to be long for him. But Matt, I think, is the most qualified guy to talk about this situation, especially because he's been with this coach, this franchise. And man, how much different would Desmond be if we could have had Matt tutor him instead of him sitting under Mariota? But that's neither here or there. So.
Talk to him, Jason. Hey, man, I wish I could echo that. Man, I have a question for you and John, though. I got a question for both of you. I got a really good question. Do y'all think that the running game is struggling because the running game is struggling? Or do you think the running game is struggling because the passing game is struggling? So you can completely sell out on the run? Or you think that our actual backs are struggling?
I mean, I think in the last 2 weeks, we've shown that we can throw the ball. I mean, we can move the ball just fine in between the 20s. I mean, like outside of last, it's just getting in the end zone. Like the situational play calling in the red zone has to get better. Like that's just, that's one part we're kind of missing right now. But
John talking that sports center talk now, like the situational play calling in the red zone has to be better. Stephen A.
Thank you.
You better holler at my man, Jake.
Appreciate you, buddy. No, but the running game, like JC said, that's nobody expected that. I mean, we knew we had some hosses up front that was going to just do it. We just figured they're going to do what they did last year, And then I saw a stat last week that on Tyler that was like I think he was a third or fourth back on the ranking system, whatever, of not hitting the intended hole that was given to him on the run. So it's like something's up with kind of his vision right now. Like he's not necessarily and if you watch some of the 22, so you can kind of see it. I don't know. But sometimes you can see it. You can be like, dude, why didn't you just go right there? It is. Like, why'd you cut back? Or you're like, why do you know? So remember Mike last year? Like that was like when you were not really sold on Tyler. That was the reason because he just kept running straight into people or like not missing the hole or whatever. So that's kind of, it doesn't look exactly like that, but it's kind of similar, But I mean, the struggle that they got off to, the offensive line got off to, was we just weren't expecting. And like JC said, man, ever since Detroit, it's 7, 8, 9 in the box every time almost. And they're going to, unless it's just an obvious passing down, and they're going to force you to go out there and which, like I said, we've proven we can. Now they just got to get a little more creative with, what they're doing and not banging your head against the wall, running up the middle, all the time, which I know I know that's, you have to do both. You got to run outside, you got in the middle, soften up the defense, all that stuff. But I mean, you can only do it so many times and not being successful. Got to get a little bit more creative there. But anyway, JC.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like even the Houston game, Desmond showed, or the passing game showed that it could work because we threw the ball well, but and that was a result almost of the running game not working. Like we were forced to throw the ball. So I think we've shown we can pass the ball consistently, but at the end of the day, it's like I feel more comfortable being balanced. And honestly, like I think because I was talking to a friend of mine and he was like, well, we played Washington, so we weren't expected to run the ball well. No, you can't just run the ball against sorry Russian teams. And then when you play a 5 team that stop the run, say it's okay. No, if you're the best, it doesn't matter who you're going against. You're supposed to get them off the ball regardless. So that's not an excuse. So because even Houston came into the game against us as one of the worst run defenses in the league, and we couldn't get it going against them. So
yeah,
I think it's something with the run game. Period. Like you said, the situational play calling in the red zone definitely needs to be better. If anything, I thought this team was supposed to be one of the best in the red zone, considering the size we have on the outside and with the run game.
Yeah,
dude.
Even last year, though, teams were stacking the box against our run game. It still was working. So I don't think that's necessarily what's hindering us. I just think maybe it's the lack of the quarterback running this year compared to last year. We had Mariota as a threat on the ground, so teams had to account for that. So maybe we need to throw more Desmond runs out there, even if it's for
I always say that
4 or 5 game, even if it's for a 4 or 5 yard gain, it's still the threat of that end or that outside linebacker not crashing down on the run. So it's just something not clicking all around with this offense. But I'm not into the trend of trying to blame it on one person. It's not all on Arthur. It's not all on Desmond. It's not all on the offensive coordinator. It's everybody has to be on sync together for it to work. So
yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I think what you said. Yeah, I've been asking for Desmond to be running more like every week because it's there every week. Like it's open for him to take. So and if you're going to have all these weapons, then use all these weapons. Like use Desmond as a weapon. Like that's his legs are there. He's not a statue, man. He can get outside the pocket and run. So if you do that, you're going to have him thinking in the back of the head, all right, well, we got to account for him. And I think also the lack of deep shots, and it's nothing to do with Desmond. It's nothing to do with the receivers. And I think with the addition of Van Jefferson, we saw a deep shot last week. Hopefully, maybe Demir Bird gets into it, but the more deep shots we can take, that'll soften up defense too. Because even knowing we can pass, a lot of it's short, intermediate. So they still don't have to get like
deep.
They don't have to play right. They don't have. They don't really care about the deep pass because we haven't been doing it. So if Van Jefferson can help that out, if Scotty Miller can help that out, if he's still going to be around, Demir Bird, whatever. I mean, like anything we can do to stretch out that defense is going to help. So, but yeah, I mean, all those things.
I think, like the first game against Houston, I think we caught them off guard with our passing game because we didn't really pass the ball effectively. Besides that Green Bay game, and most of that, well, the play action was there because the run game was balanced that game. But the Texans game was like a straight kind of drop back type of game. And honestly, I think we showed them some looks they weren't familiar with. And I think Washington got a hold of that film. Because like you said, everything we're doing is right over the ball or just 5 yards, 6 yards, like down the field. That's not really a negative factor on Arthur Smith because we don't really have the personnel. Like Drake London is a jump ball guy. You're not going to send him down the field and say, get past your man. Like, so I think in this offense, we just need to come out once a possession, just tell Scotty Miller, just run and just tell Desmond out, throw as far as you can. Even if it's incomplete, just make the safety think like, okay, they might go because that shot we took to Van Jefferson, we can hit that shot. I promise you we can hit that shot because teams are going to give us that look. And I just seen the Taylor Gabriel highlight from his 2016 season, man.
I love it.
Kyle Shanahan put that man on straight screens and go routes. That's all we need Scotty Miller for, Van Jefferson, and now Demir Bird. Like, we have the people to do those type of routes. And I guarantee you, if you put those guys on those routes and you have Pitts and London going across the middle, it'll open up. But it doesn't have to necessarily be a touchdown or a completion to make teams think to back up every time. But we're going to have to do something to get these guys off the line of scrimmage.
You just want to keep them honest.
Yeah.
JJ is great. Hey, I appreciate you so much,
Thank
buddy.
you, brother. Yeah, man.
He said we can move the ball but can't score in the red zone. Wasn't Arthur Smith supposed to make our red zone offense great like it was in Tennessee? It looked like Matt Ryan's red zone offense. And that's no offense to Matt. I love you. I'm patient, but I'm getting real fed up with it. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what I'm starting not to like. I'm all for the young intangibles before the season starts. But that's not how you win games with intel. Oh, dog, he real intelligent and he try real hard and he a good person and he a sweetheart and he real honest. Man, look, you got to throw this ball to him and he got to catch it and he got to run into. He got to break that line. Like, but that's the game. It's come on, man. If you intangible, it gotta go over to tangible. And I'm gonna tell you, Arthur Smith. I thought, man, last year something I loved about him when was like he did not care who we was playing against. He would run into your mouth. He was gonna run through your face. He don't care. I'm running into and now it's like he picking and choosing. No, I don't want that. So we gonna do this. Man, run it into their face. Marshawn said it. I'm gonna keep running into a muck face. He ain't gonna want that no more. He ain't gonna want it no more. And I just saw that little diss you just said. I got you at the end.
Mike, let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
How much better do you think Brock Purdy is as an individual player than Ritter?
None.
Okay, so you don't think like that pass he threw to Kyle Pitts on the second drive, like you don't think he can make those type of plays? Like Matt said, make the routine. Like you don't think he can do that?
Man, this is my problem. Is I don't want to have to hope. And now I have to hope that you can hit the throw. Because to be honest, if we study all his throws, he like misses throws a lot of times. It was 2 touchdowns in that Skins game. It was 2 touchdowns. Even it was 2 ones that if he would have completed the pass, it was a touchdown. He fucked up the pass. And it's like when you keep doing that, I have to hope, and I gotta tell whoever I'm here with, nah, I'm telling you, he could hit that pass. I don't know what just happened, but he could hit it. And then when somebody go through and he overthrow it, I gotta say, nah, he could hit it. He just didn't hit it right there. And when he throw a stupid pass, I could say, nah, dog, he could hit it. He just didn't right there. I'm tired of doing. I want to say he could hit it because look, he hit it.
Right. I think
he just hit it right there. Like I wanted the fruit, so I don't have to say he is better than Brock Purdy, but just trust me on this one. You shouldn't have to trust me on this one. Hit play.
I think like you said, the main thing coming out, and you can read every scouting report about Ritter, is his accuracy. That we all knew that was going to be a problem, but the decision making and the turnovers, that's something new this year because
that's crazy.
I think because he did have a player interview, I think today or yesterday, he did say that when he tries to go off script, that's when things start to go bad, and when he just stays within himself and within the team, that things usually go well for him. I get what you're saying about hope, and I don't take what you're saying as you hating on him. Like it's not,
nah, bro. That's I want him to
right.
I'll be like, yeah. I'm gonna tell you what it's just so because like the defense give him. It's not him alone, like you said. But the defense give us so many chances every single game, like here. And it's like the offense, if it's him or the or like the coach or the running backs or the line, I'm just always hoping. And I thought that this would be the year. We got so much talent. I wouldn't have to hope. I wouldn't have to be like positive and optimistic. It was going to play on the field and I was just going to get to talk shit. And now I have to play a game with my mind every week. Man, Kyle Pitts gonna get used. He gonna get used properly this week. Like the running backs is gonna take off this week. Man, Ritter gonna click this week. Like the coaching gonna click this week. That's all I'm saying about all of us is we doing this every week at this point now. Right. Is we saying, I'm telling you, watch, and then they go, and then we say next week, and then we say, oh, well, next week. And it's like, how many times you going before we like, dog, we want to win now while we got a good defense. I just want to win. And I believe the man could do it. Like I say, I believe he can do it. He just always let me down. Like he played one game that I've seen him play since he been playing. Well, I thought he crushed it. But, and that's too little for me. Thank you, Facebook user. I think JC's dog just came out to the picture, so yeah, it's
okay. It happens.
Yeah.
Jamal, what's up, buddy?
But Jamal, my man, what up? But I here's what I say. Man, JC, you got a Twitter?
4Q Sportscast. 4Q Sportscast. That's our channel. Can't follow the personal Twitter. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah. I'm young. I really want him to win. And I'm impressed with the person he is. And if you're a great person, I always gonna root for. I want you to go because you seem like a good man. But I'm like, dog, you frustrate me. You really frustrate me because you're not catching on, and the coaches frustrate me the same level. Like you're not catching on. I don't see you improving. I don't see it going up. I don't see it like this, the way it should be going up. I see it like this. Then it's like a roller coaster at Six Flags. I go, man, my head hurt, man. I done been bounced.
I'm with you all the way. I think look what you're saying about the hope, and it's more frustrating because of the fact of where the rest of the team or the defense is. But they could easily, man. At the end of the day, it's about playing your best ball when you need to be. I don't want to judge them 6 games into the season because they could easily go on a little run and look like a whole new offense. So, like you said, we're gonna try to stay patient with them and with him, but it's only so much hope we can have. And like you said, like the patience that some fans have with him that you didn't have with a guy who showed he can do it season and is kind of crazy. But I think that he's a guy that learns from his mistakes, though. At the end of the day, I think he's very self-aware of what he needs to do and what the limitation on his game are. I just need, like I said, him to play in the middle ground and stop being so high and so low. We don't need you to throw for 300 every week, but you can't throw three picks every, like we can't.
Just be Alex Smith.
Yeah, just be a game manager. Just
be Alex Smith. Yeah. That's all we need you to do is to not fuck it up.
Basically.
Yeah, and Jerry Gray said on his press conference, he said that they do not make it easy on him in practice. They show a lot of unscouted looks, and they make it as hard as they possibly can on him. So that's good because at least he's getting.
They tear him up in practice, man.
I would hate. I don't think nobody want to practice, but that's a hard defense to go against.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be. All right, so we've talked a lot about this. Let's get on to the Bucs. The Bucs are 3-2. Is that right? Yeah, 3-2. So they had a bye week already. So they're the first game of the season. They beat the Vikings 20-17, beat the Bears 27-17, lost the Eagles 25-11, beat the Saints 26-9, which was hilarious. Then they had the bye. They came back and played their worst game last week against the Lions. Lost 20-6. Baker had his worst game. It was just not a good showing for him. They've got the Bills, the Texans, and the Titans coming up after us. So having the worst game last week combined with knowing they have the Bills, they have to go to Buffalo next week. This is an important ass game for them too. As much as it is for us, it is equally them, if not more, because this could definitely be a kink in their season. Looking at, we all know Baker. He's not had a bad season. Last week was his first kind of bad game, but he's thrown for 1,088 yards at 65% completion percentage, 7 TDs, only 3 picks. Been sacked 5 times. Receiving wise, we all know Mike Evans and Chris Godwin's really their top 2 guys. That's who we've faced those guys for years now. Cade Otton, their tight end, who we typically have issues with tight ends. I don't know why. Washington didn't really try to use theirs that much last week, but that's okay. Yeah, he's always hurt. But Cade Otton is somebody we probably want to watch out for getting loose. The one thing they cannot do well is run the ball. And I know this because I have Rachaad White in my fantasy team, or one of my fantasy teams, and he doesn't give me shit any week. He's got, 70 carries for 232 yards, 3.3 per game. So, yeah, not great. So that's great for us because obviously, our defense is built. We can stop the run pretty decently, and we've been great against the pass. We haven't allowed a rushing touchdown all year long, which is crazy. So one good thing too, Jesse faced against him quite a bit when they were in the AFC Central. When he was with the Browns, Jesse with the Bengals. Used to see him twice a year. Having him there, like, I'd like to think Jesse's going to get a pick this game. I just think he's going to go grab one. But looking on the outside, man, and really, the Bucs' strength, kind of like us, is their defense. And so, I mean, you're looking at this could be like one of those 13-10, 18-12 type games if our offense can't get moving against their defense. It could be that type of day for both teams. Now, DeAndre Swift did carve him up when the Eagles, but I mean, like, carved him up. And of course, I had Swift on the bench that week, so that was also nice for me and my fantasy team. And Evans has had some key drops this year too, man. Kalijah Kancey played great last week. big rookie that they had. He hasn't played a lot this year, but he came out just like next to Vita Vea. Those two guys, just like us, having Onyemata and Grady right there in the middle on the defensive line, that's their guys. That's Vita Vea, Kalijah Kancey. Now, when they go out, it goes to Greg Gaines and Logan Hall. It drops off a cliff. So when they're out of the game, we got to take advantage of that. But that's just kind of the overall. But Mike, what's your thoughts on the Bucs, man?
See, here's why I'm not a hater. I think Desmond gonna carve him like a Thanksgiving turkey. I think he's gonna catch on. Dog, I think he's gonna catch on. I be saying this every week because he has the intangibles. I cannot hope, but I can't help but think or hope it's gonna catch at a point to where you see in a glimpse. I believe it's gonna catch, and you'll see it be consistency. And I agree with Jay. I don't think he gonna ever be like, oh my God. But I think he'll be good, young, because here's a guy you gotta think. If he can cut the dumb shit out, he's a pretty good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I think he gonna catch at some point. And I think when he catch, it's gonna be impossible to stop the offense. And I'm talking about 30 plus points. Because if you gotta stop the pass, them two, man, you in a world of trouble. If you gotta stop the Falcons pass, your ass is losing. I don't care what team. So I know y'all say when it's the Chiefs, the Eagles. Hey, man, listen, I'm out of my Falcon mind. If you gotta stop the Falcons pass, your ass is losing. You're not beating us. I think, and that's the frustration, is we should be undefeated. I don't care what nobody. We could be undefeated. We are that fucking good. We can be that fucking good. So and I think he's gonna catch. And when he catch, I don't see no, like he said, a run. I talk him out. You know how I do, man. Like 10 straight games, it could go like the sky's the limit. But I believe in the man that he gonna catch on and he gonna carve the Buccaneers up, and they will have a problem with our running game as well.
JC.
I think Desmond's best game this year was off of his worst. So obviously he's shown he can respond to adversity. So you kind of fucked up, excuse my language, last week. So
out of your Falcon mind, dog. You could
go out and show that you can handle adversity again. And it's crazy because he lost his first home game. He hasn't won on the road. So let's get another first. Let's win the first road game on the division, because this is a big game. Like, this for first place. Those tiebreakers are important. We lost to Washington, so we don't really need to be in a wild card situation with them. So let's win the division. Like, that's been the whole goal this whole offseason, was win the division. And the division is honestly, it's ours. Like, we just have to take it.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get back to our bread and butter, and that's running the ball. Like, we need to have a dominant run performance. I don't care that they have Vita Vea. I know he's a very fat guy and he's very hard to move. But Chris Lindstrom, your pockets are very fat this offseason. Blank. So I don't care if it's Warren Sapp in front of you. I need you to get him off the ball, because we paid you a lot. Caleb McGarry, we paid you. It's not as much, but we paid you. And honestly, I'm starting to think we shouldn't have paid you, but we did. Drew Dahlman, please pick the snaps up. We don't need Ritter picking the ball off the ground. Jake Matthews continue to be that steady presence on the left side without the dumb penalties. And then let's let Bergeron get out the rookie mistakes. But the O-line is going to have to pick this team up. And like you said, John, the defense, they have been putting the team on their back. But I think what elite defenses do is they take the ball away. Yeah. So if the team has shown that we cannot go from the 20 to the other 20, or the 20 to the red zone or the touchdown, let's give them some short fields, take the ball away, because Mike Hughes ain't giving us nothing in the punt return game. So it's going to have to be some takeaways. Definitely.
Sorry, my mic just came undone as usual during the show. Yeah, man. The overall, I mean, the defense is like three guys that scare me on their defense, man. Antoine Winfield Jr.
Amazing.
He's all over the place. So I mean, like, he's one of the dudes that I do not want to see. Scoping out Ritter the entire game. Just reading his eyes, because he will jump on if he can. And Vea, like you just said, man, big space eater, but man, we got to figure out ways to get it to just get the run game going and get more than like last week. The first down runs were 2 yards, 1 yard, negative yards, 3 yards. Like we were second and long, third and long way too many times, you know, and it's like those have got to be better. Those have to be a lot better. With the two guys that we got in the line that we have, got to be better. But Levante David, Devon White, those two guys have been there for, it seems like for 20 years. They've been there forever. You know, I mean, we've been saying their names for so damn long.
Yeah.
But two smart players, different players. But, you know, David, probably the captain of that defense, man, probably calls everything. But, you know, that's my only true worry on defense, you know. And I mean, I know they have the two corners, you know, that are good. But, you know, we got our guys, we already know it. I mean, they're big guys. You throw it up 50-50, 80-20 balls. That's, you know, Drake has showed us enough times. He's going to snatch the ball out of the air from anybody. Like he's going to take that anybody. So I'm not super worried about it overall. But yeah, it like JC said, man, it all starts with the run game. It really does. I mean, and if that can't get some steam, and honestly, it's just us putting it all together because it didn't have steam last week, and we were passing. It was just critical errors at the wrong time. So like. That's all got to come together. We could repeat last week's performance, do away with those dumbass interceptions and play clock, you know, mistakes, and we probably win that game. You know, I know that's stupid to say. You forget the 3 interceptions, but I mean, outside of that, we're moving the ball just fine. You know, so like we just got to put it all together in the same game. JJ, man, appreciate you again, dude.
JJ, appreciate you again. He said we haven't won a road game since week 3 last year. Man, y'all keep saying that. It's breaking my heart. We haven't won a road division game since 2021. Goodness. So with that being said, Falcons win. See, I like how you ended that. I like how you trauma bonded me. You brought me high, and you brought me low. I like how you done that. I appreciate that, sir. I like how you ended it. MW.
Yes, hey,
good. Rise up.
Outta Your Falcon Mind Hall of Famer right there. What's going on, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Nerd King said this is
And you are going in the Hall of Fame, sir. I just want you to know I'm doing it. Trust me. The Nerd King, I'm going to call Desmond. Goes, yeah, I'm going to call it too. Yeah, I think he's going to kill him. Trade. My prediction. Yeah, so nobody got us lose. And I love the TD. Bubba Gump, 2 in the division would be healed. It sure would. Running the ball. Richard Sherman, boys. Yeah, there you go. Millie Mills. What's up, buddy? My man.
Yeah, offensively, man. Obviously, Baker, dude. Like Baker. You can say what you want about Baker, and I'm not a believer of Baker because we said it on the show before. I mean, his entire career, talk about it being a roller coaster, man. Like, it's what?
You about to say that you scared of Baker Mayfield?
No, that's not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not scared of him.
Okay.
But coming off his worst game, one thing I was going to say, I was going to give him a compliment. The one thing you can say about him is he does have that dog in him. Like he is going, you know what I mean? Like he's got that attitude, like he's got that personality, like he's not going to come out and try to lay an egg again, like he did last week. So, you know, I will give him that, you know, like he's been through a lot, like you said, up and down roller coaster, his whole entire career. That's why I'm not a complete believer in him because he hasn't shown he can be consistent over the course of a season, really. He'll have really good games, he'll have bad games, he'll have okay games. He's all over the place. But I don't think you can let him out of the pocket because he will use his legs. So if the thing about Tampa Bay's offensive line, a couple of their weaknesses is their center and their right guard. Cody Mock is their rookie right guard, who we all kind of liked. I mean, I think, Mike, when we were doing the draft stuff, like he's the guy that stuck out to us. We're like, oh, maybe kind of nice to plug him into this line. He struggled a little bit, and then their center struggled a little bit. So for us, hey, Onyemata and Grady right there in the middle. Let's eat, man. Let's get after him. Let's push that pocket. But if we do push that pocket and he gets out, we're going to rely on those ends to keep him in the pocket. You know, so we can't be over rushing plays and letting him get out and creating long play, you know, extending plays or just getting taken off with his feet and you know, and getting big gains either way. So that part of Baker's game worries me. It's just that's the only part that I'm not scared of Baker, but that part worries me. Other than that, man, K-Dot, and like I already said, you know, tight ends always worry me with this defense. I mean, I don't know why. We just seem to let tight ends do their thing. I think Chris Godwin actually worries me more than Mike Evans because I don't know why, but Chris Godwin just, to me, you know, his ability he's a little bit quicker. Evans has had the drops. He's a little bit, I know Evans is a good receiver, has been a great receiver, but that's just mine. But Mike, you got any different players you're concerned about or what?
No, I will say this: I'm the biggest fan of them two linebackers you just said, because it seemed like I've been watching them since I was a child. I don't know how long they've been playing. It's something going on over there because they old. It's dirt. They still on the field and they be killing. So they gonna be a problem, but no one else on their roster scared me. I hate them ever since they got high when Tom Brady came and they talked all that trash. So I would like to stomp them into the ground. And I'm not scared of, man, I hate Baker Mayfield. I think he's trash. So I'm not in no fear of him. I think Ritter has like a bigger dog than him. So he gonna eat him up.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Liam said 2013. All right.
Yep.
I dig it.
Bam. Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Yeah, who you worried about? Defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball. Anybody concern you?
It's kind of hard to look at these matchups now that we see these first 6 games. Like, we pretty much know the defense is going to keep whoever we play with in hold, but it's about if the offense can really do what they need to do. So I think really not player wise, but Todd Bowles and Arthur Smith matchup is going to be really what determines the game, because
that's huge.
Todd Bowles is one of the big, he's one of the best defensive minds in the game right now. And Arthur Smith is supposed to be an offensive genius. So that's what it's going to come down to. But I think the game last week that we played is going to kind of come back to help us, actually, because of Washington running the 5-man fronts on defense. And I think Tampa Bay is going to pretty much do the same thing. So if he's a coach and he's going to learn from his mistakes, then he should scheme for that and know what to do against that this week, if he's a coach. So
look, now you got to pay attention to his choice of words. He said Todd Bowles is. Then when he talked about Arthur, he said supposedly, and then he just said another word like if. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I'm saying, man. No one's sure. Nobody's sure. We just want to be sure. We all the biggest fans of the Falcons. We just want to be sure we got a good quarterback and a good coach. And nobody's sure. We all got faith. And you know what faith means? You believe. Right. Do you feel the difference between know and believe? I don't believe I'm light-skinned. You see the difference?
I mean, even with our defense, like we know from these 6 games, we know we have a good defense. We
exactly.
Yeah.
We know.
Our offense, we believe we can be a good offense, but so far it's been inconsistent. So
right.
You can just see the difference in our own team right there. But definitely, I think we should copy whatever Detroit did last week, because honestly, after our game, I just turned off sports, period, like completely. Because the Braves had already lost, and I'm like, okay, I got the Falcons, and they laid that egg. So I just turned it off. So I didn't really get a chance to watch the game. But just looking at the stats, I see Detroit, whatever they did defensively to Tampa Bay really wore them out, because third down efficiency, Tampa Bay was 16%. Time of possession, Detroit has 36, Tampa Bay 23. Like you said, they don't have a run game. They only ran for 46 yards, and they only threw for 205 yards. So
yeah,
whatever Detroit did last week, and I think we had the personnel to do pretty much the same thing to them.
Yep.
Yeah, and was listening to some of the Bucks podcasts this week too. They're really pissed off about the fact that the offensive coordinator continually tries to run but has no success with it. So like every podcast I listen to, it's like, how long are we going to try to stick to this run? We're going to have to pass to open up the run. It seems like, they were trying to say we've got to just do more of this so the running game works. And I mean, that's kind of, I don't know. We've had similar type discussions, and what you said about the third down last week, they're 42% on the year, like, which is a lot better than 2 for 16. So that was just an off week. You know what I mean? Like they've been doing okay on third down, and we've been actually really good on third down as far as our defense goes, getting them off the field. So that's got to continue to do the same thing this week, because we can't keep extending the field for them and keeping them on the field. But yeah, I mean, overall, man, like I said, I don't. Nothing just scares me to death. I think it's just going to be one of those down. I think it's still going to be a 1-possession game. I don't think either team's going to blow either team out. I just think both defenses are too good to let that happen.
Come on, John. Stomp. Like Kirk Franklin. You remember that? Huh? All my people say, we going to stomp.
Nah, I'm not there yet, buddy. Well, I don't think that's Yeah, I don't think so. Johnny,
Out of your Falcon mind, what's happening? Special teams and field position will be key in this game, 28-20. Here's why I love the chat. This is why I love y'all. Because we will critique this team and say how they could do this better. But then at the end, when you ask us to pick the game, 100% of us gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna beat the shit out of I love y'all, man. That's why I love y'all. Yeah, out of your Falcon mind. TD said defense need to have that mindset where if we go +2, we win automatically, and this gonna be the week. D Alpha gonna get him.
Hey, I love it.
Clark Phillips going. I was 11 years old when the Bucks got Levante. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Something been going on. He like the Oracle. He drink children's blood or something going on. He part of the like Illuminati or something. He been playing too long. I don't like it.
That's funny.
Travis Preston. There seems he got a proper name. Travis Preston is like a news anchor name.
It does sound like a news anchor.
He like a Fox 5 analyst. Travis Preston here. There seems to be a serious disconnect with Ritter and Arthur. Those two are the key to this game and the rest of the season. I told you it's a toxic couple, and we need them to work it out. Man, you need to. How about if we all pool our bread and then we just send them on a trip, on like a little trip, it's couples trip. Johnny R, check out the Terrence Mathis Bird Talk perspective on the team, offensive inconsistency. Terrence Mathis is a GOAT. Yeah, another PR said, agree with you, John.
Archangel 17.
Falcons, my man. I'm telling you, nobody picked us to lose. I love it.
Yeah, not yet. I'm going to pick a win this week, so I'll just go ahead and spoil that. I think we're going to win this week. We like I said, I think it's just one of those things where if we don't, man, I don't think we're going to spiral or anything. But my God, this fan base is going to just go ape shit if we lose this game.
And I already know. And see, here's what I'm saying. Y'all don't, man. Y'all who be impatient right now, y'all gonna turn on that man. Let him lose the game. Watch how quickly y'all who was like, yeah, we're gonna go. Y'all. I know y'all because y'all turned on Matty Ice for doing the same thing, and he was winning us games, and y'all turned on him.
How long did it take with Marcus? It was like 8 weeks before everybody was just like, all right.
Yeah,
this ain't happening.
I was like that at 3.
You would do like week 1. You're like, no.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like after week 1, it was already like that.
Yeah, he was clear. But see, it was the same thing. Like, dog, he clearly not it. And everybody was like, no, just give him. I'm like, what are y'all? Okay,
I didn't 27 that way with Marcus because it's like he's already been in the league to show you what he is. Yeah. And that's the only reason why I kind of share that optimism with Desmond.
That's a great point because he had the chance to show.
Know. Right.
Yep. Great point. So hey, hold on, Jay. I got to go off the rails because you want out of your Falcon mind. So I got to take it off the rails. Hold on, because my man, Millie Mills. But to be honest, this game's come down to Arthur Smith and Ritter. Stop all the cute shit. I'm going to tell you, I was just about to say he being too nice in the chat. And then I read the second sentence. Stop all the cute shit and just coach a damn game. And Ritter stop hesitating and let that thing rip. Because that's Millie Mills. I knew he was going to come blunt like that. Jay, I got to take it off the rails because you want out of your Falcon mind. I got to ask you something that has nothing to do with the Falcons. Jay, I got to ask you something. When Tom Brady and Bill Belichick was over there winning, right, I had a secret feeling in my gut. I said, Bill Belichick, the greatest coach that ever coached the game of football, the GOAT, right? It's more Bill Belichick than it is Tom Brady. Then Tom Brady left, and Bill been struggling ever since. Jay, tell me, was that more Tom Brady or Bill Belichick over there, in your opinion? Ooh, look at him. He hesitated. Come on, Jay.
I mean, I think it's easier to say like on the Tom side of the argument because he went to Tampa Bay and won, and Belichick hasn't done anything without him. But at the same time, it's like I don't think we should just think Belichick is not a good coach because of what's going on now. Like it's all about look at the teams Brady had around him as well. Like even as a recent example right now, look at Nick Saban. Like Alabama isn't really that powerhouse as they've been, and it's not to say Nick Saban is a bad coach now, but he doesn't have that Tua or that Mac Jones or that Jalen Hurts at quarterback anymore, or just the overall talent. Like the rest of the league is caught up, and I think the rest of the league is caught up with the Patriots. And honestly, I think Bill Belichick has too much input into what goes on with the team. Like he's got that stain with them, but at the same time, it's like it's a GM and there's a coach. Like, yeah, it's cool for the coach to have input on the personnel and whatnot, but they say like Belichick is pretty much directing stuff over there. So he's gonna have to go out on his sword because honestly, Robert Kraft is gonna have to make a decision if they want to turn stuff around. Like Belichick gonna have to just leave. Like it's over with. I think they should give him the choice to retire. If he don't retire, then they're gonna have to fire him.
Damn, Jay coming with the hot take. He gonna get us canceled. Jay, I got two more for you. I got one for you. Who you think out of these three is like washed? And I need you to pick one that can still ball. If you had to pick one to still ball, but two of them you have to throw away, like you washed, it's done. Okay. I'm gonna give you three names. Deshaun Jackson, G-Jack. Okay. Can D-Jack still play in this league? Is it Odell Beckham or Julio Jones? You got to pick one player who can still play in the league and play well. And you got to let two of them just go at home. Who you sending home and who's still playing?
I don't think none of them could play well at this point. But it hurts me to say that I know for a fact that Julio is probably the most washed out of all of them. Just because of injuries. Like it might not even be because of skill at this point, but it's like if you can't be available for the team, you don't really offer anything. And
I got you.
Like once a receiver start getting those 2-week hamstrings, 3-week calf, it's just over with. Deshaun Jackson is interesting because he ain't been in the league in a minute. Well, he was, but he wasn't doing nothing. So I don't know. I mean, every team could always use a burner. But it's like I would say Odell would be the one I would roll with because of his route running in his hands. Like he could always be a possession receiver. You know, third down, we need you to run a crisp route and get us a first down. So I would probably roll with Odell out of those and send the other two home, to be honest. But all three of them are done.
I love it. Jay, I got the last one. Okay, man. I have to have you tell me a song on your playlist that it will blow our mind. Like why are you listening to that? If you in your car and you blasting it and they pull up, you turn it down because you're like, I ain't really supposed to be listening. Like, do you have a song on your playlist that will blow our mind that you listen to the song, or that it's a song that it's a wild song?
If it's a song that I'm listening to that like get me up there, but I turn it down, it's probably that Sexy Red Ski.
I love it.
Yeah, I have to go with that. I feel like she I feel like the female rappers kind of harder than the male rappers right about now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to roll it. I think that's the hottest song right now.
I love it. There we go. Out of your Falcon mind. Let's go, John.
Now, I got a question for y'all real quick.
Yeah,
before y'all wrap up or whatnot. I don't know if y'all are familiar or if you watched 92.9 The Game with Mike Bell. But I think because I'm asking you guys because at this point I see you guys as Atlanta sports media, like it's not inspiring. You guys are already there, in my opinion. So, do you think when you report on these teams that it needs to be a certain, I don't want to say tact or like level of respect that you talk when you're criticizing players? Because I think some of the things he said, I don't know if you guys watch, I just think he's taking it a little over with Desmond. I get the frustration, but I just think when you're that level and you're collab with the team and you interview the coach every week, like for me, it's like you're saying this and that about me, but then you'll call me in for an interview. Like, no, I don't want to conduct business with you at the same time because they already rubbed Trey Young the wrong way. I seen he blocked Mike Bell on Twitter. I don't know what the argument was about, and I seen his dad going back and forth with him. And then we had the thing with Ronald not talking to the media after the game, and everybody's coming down on him. People want to get rid of him, stuff of that nature, which is crazy. So do you think, like, as far as Atlanta sports media it needs to be that level of respect when criticizing players, especially when you're close tied in with the team? Or do you think it's kind of like it's podcast talk at the end of the day?
Well, I want to go for, here's what I'll say about that. I think it is, you have to respect, especially if you interact, right? Because here's what I'm saying is I'll see a podcast where the people go way above where trend. It ain't even talking about the sport no more. You talking about him as a person and as like a man.
Right.
And you will get punched in your fucking mouth from doing that. And so that's how I really feel, because you was talking about a grown man. So it can't transcend to now you dragging him and you hurling insults and you gotta see him because he might punch you in your damn face and you deserve that at that point. I'm not saying he should, but he might. So you don't just do that to men. And then two, man, I'm just being honest. I think a lot of people do that for like views and like ratings.
Yeah.
So like instead of just being honest and be like, man, he's struggling, I don't like it, man. I'm starting to get fed up. They got to take it to 20, because if I like put on a show and I do all this, then I get all these views and I get more likes because it's a hard take. It's a hot take because I dragged them, because I went above and beyond. So I just be staring at that. I believe that a lot of times, because it's like, dog, he is struggling, but half the shit I hear is like, damn. Like you went like, oh man, he's struggling, but are you still a fan? Because you sound like you're not even a fan. Like you are going above and beyond what's called for criticism. And I agree. I do think that it got to be some respect shown to just because it's a man with a family and with kids, and 2, because you gonna see him, and 3, because you still a fan of the team. So I just be seeing people do that shit for like views and ratings. So that's what I think.
Yeah, and before I still, man, hopefully you've been saying these type of scores for all year long, and you're going to hit one week. Damn it,
he gonna hit.
Happen.
The Double H gonna hit it.
I would love for it to happen this week. Yeah, yeah, man. I agree with Mike. A lot of it I think is ratings driven. The more crazy shit you say, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp type of stuff. Like yeah, you're going to get more people on you. But as far as local, yeah, man. Like for me. I mean, and, when we hope to have players on one day, like that's our goal is, get players on here. And I always look at it as if, I'm not doing their job. I'm not in the NFL, and I have no right to sit back and be like, well, he should do this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Like I respect or understand that he is in the NFL and it is his profession, but I don't expect every player to be perfect or them all to be, an all-pro quarterback or an all-pro defensive back or whatever whatever you want to say. So yeah, I think you have to have a level of respect. And I mean, yeah, we dogged Marcus. I mean, we dogged Jalen Mayfield. Who didn't? You know what I mean? Like Caleb McGarry. I mean, like it's to an extent. You know what I mean? It's not like we're saying like this person is trash and he's terrible and he needs to be kicked out. That I mean, Vic Beasley, for Christ's sake. I mean, like I don't even like saying his name on the show.
John don't even, man.
It just pissed me off for so long watching the effort level. That's what, and that's what. And I tell my kid that I'm like, man, look, you can go on the baseball field and you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna make errors, but if you give 100% effort, I will never ever be mad at you. I will never. But if you out there if you don't, then we have a problem. Then we have something to talk about, and that's all I expect from the players. Like go out there 100%. If it's not good enough some days, it's not. The stuff last week, the self-inflicted wounds, like that's what kills you. You're like, oh, damn it, man. Like, could you not, clean this stuff? Like this kind of stuff shouldn't happen. But yeah, I didn't hear what Mike said about Desmond, but I mean, I've been listening to them for years, man. Even before, like when he was the 7-9 zone back in the day, and then switched over to 9-2-9. But yeah, I'm not down with just completely ripping him at all. Yeah. You feel the same way, JC?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt it was overboard, especially when you're in collaboration with the team. Like you said, you have to see these people and you have to interview the coach. You don't have to, but I mean, these are people you work with. And I just think when you do hit a certain level, because I know these guys on SportsCenter are not really talking sports like how they would if they were in a barbershop or in a basement.
Yeah.
You do have to have a certain level of professionalism when you're talking about these guys. And like you said, like, are you a fan of the team? The way you're just ripping into the guy, it doesn't sound like it. Like he's probably voicing his frustrations, but at the same time, with that platform, you have to keep it a certain level of.
It can't be personal.
Yeah,
no, that's it. Yeah,
kind of sounds personal. Like you're still talking about stuff from the last game. You're still talking about why he didn't play in the preseason.
Like you lost a parlay or something,
right? Like, bro, it's over with. We're past the point. Yeah. Either you want to ride with him or you don't. But I mean,
yeah. I mean, we've always said on this show, like Mike and I, when we started the show, we were, we said we want to be positive, but we're also going to be real about it too. We can't sit here and like put lipstick on a pig. You know what I mean? Like if there's something that's not working, it's not working. We'll talk about it. It's fine. It's not that we're hating or we're not disliking the player or disliking the team. It's just what we see.
Put like lipstick on a pig is the funniest. I don't know why that's so funny, John. Put lipstick on a pig.
Demetrius, what's up, man?
I mean,
DJ, what's good? Ryan McDaniel said, "Oh, 3 are done. Y'all ain't giving Julio, Odell, or D-Jack no prop." I think Odell could still be decent if he went where he does play for the Baltimore Ravens, sir.
I'll start. What's up, bud?
Start Falcon, my man. What up, Bubba Gump? Julio's legs retired. Damn, y'all drag. See, that's just his legs retired. He said, "Oh yeah, he is in the hospital too much. He always hurt. I got a feeling he gonna Deshaun 240 men down the toilet. Nothing new with the Browns. D-Jack was my man. I love him. Ski TD."
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, sorry. See, there we go. Liam just told you. I've heard that too many times. Yeah. Heard that many times. Yeah, that's it, man. Just 100% effort. That's all you got to do.
But man, this too, Jay. I think when you're talented, you don't got to do that shit. It's like rappers. If you can really rap, you don't have to like shoot somebody.
Yeah, people are going to tune in to hear their opinions anyway. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got to go crazy.
You don't have to do that.
Like,
yeah,
you're already on CBS radio or whatever. I mean, like it's just like people watch us. I mean, they're not tuning us to see what kind of just crazy takes we're going to have and how much we're going to kill this guy this week. I mean, that's not, at least I think that's not why people are tuning in, but anyway, Mike, score prediction, buddy. What you
got? 42 to, I'm going to go with my man Double H. I'm going 42-0 Falcons. No, I'm going 35-0 Falcons. I'm going slightly under you. 35-0. I told you, I think Desmond going to catch and we will destroy, demolish, dismantle.
You said 35-0?
35-0. Destroy, demolish, dismantle, decimate.
I love it. I love it. JC, what you got, man?
I'm gonna say Desmond does have a bounce back game. It might not exactly be the 300-yard passing game, but like we said, we don't need that. Just be Alex Smith. I can't go 35-0 quite yet, but I will go. I will go right about the range we've been at all year, probably around like one possession game, anywhere between the 20s and the teens. I say one score game. Defense gets 2 turnovers off Baker Mayfield this game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
I love it.
I'm gonna go like similar to you, man. I got to see him score more than 25 once for me to start believing they can do it. So I'm gonna go 24-18 Falcons.
Okay. So close still. Okay.
Yeah, I still think it's gonna be close. I mean, I hope they're in the 30s. I'd love to see it. I mean, it's gonna happen one of these days. It is. I mean,
it will.
We just gotta see everything click at the right time, man. That's all we gotta see.
And it will.
It will, exactly. So, JC, man, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you, bro.
Talking everything, Falcon. We got to have you back again, man. You and AG too, whenever he's available.
Yes, sir. Definitely. I definitely keep in contact with you guys, man. Like I said, even with Smitty last week, Berto, I was always glad to get on with other guys. And appreciate y'all not acting lame or acting stingy with your podcast, whatnot. And then we all trying to grow and get it up, man. So
no, dude. No, everybody was so cool to us, man. And I mean, hell, man, that's just not how we roll, man. We're gonna help out anybody. We're all in the same thing. There's I forgot who said it, man. That there's plenty of what did somebody say, man? There's plenty of plates or something like that. I can't remember how you phrase it, but yeah, there's more than enough folks out there to watch content, man. So, but yeah, man, tell everybody where they can find you, dude, on Twitter, on YouTube, all the good stuff.
Yeah, Twitter is at 4Q Sportscast. And then Instagram is at 4 Quarters Sportscast. That's the same as our YouTube. And then my personal YouTube is JC730. And yeah, I'll probably drop that all down in the comments because I know it's a lot to take in. So
and I just want to be clear. He said 4Q. Sports. I know what it fucking sounded like.
Yeah,
he said
4Q.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll make sure I'll put it in the description of this live as well. So yeah, so whenever y'all see this, y'all just go on there and please subscribe.
Please go subscribe to my man. He came and dropped the knowledge, man. He talked about Matt Ryan. He talked about Desmond Ridder, and he said we was going to win. Come on, man.
Yeah, we definitely got to get us a win on Sunday. Definitely.
That's right, man.
Definitely.
All right, brother. Well, we'll definitely keep in touch, man. We'll have you back anytime you want us, man. Just give us a shout, and if we can make it work, man.
Let us know, Jay. We there.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
have a good
you, bro.
one. See you, buddy.
Man.
All right, man. JC was awesome, man.
I just want to say this real quick. It is so dope to have the content creators on our show. I don't care who it is, man, because y'all, because we have not missed yet. Everybody that's been on the show has been so cool and so like knowledgeable, and I love Ed Young. Please, if y'all in the chat, please go over there and subscribe to all this stuff.
That's
Dope
right.
guy.
And we're not done with the show yet, guys. Just so y'all know,
No,
it's just that we had an email come in, and it just didn't make any sense for JC to hang around for, because he would just sit there staring at us the whole time, reading the email and answering it, because it was to Mike and I. And for anybody that enjoys watching the show for like the other stuff that we talk about, with just the life stuff, like I said, like,
so this is
watch,
so like this is about to go off the rails, Johnny Yates.
This is the rails. This is off the rails part. Yeah.
Okay,
if you watch this long enough,
yeah,
I mean, if you've watched this long enough, you know that, you know, we've during different segments of our show, we've talked about relationships. We've talked about, like I said, anything you can imagine, just dealing with life, you know, kids, whatever. And a lot of folks love it, and we've gotten that in emails, we've gotten that in comments, and that's awesome. We loved it, and we didn't expect it, but it's great. So we got an email, and like I said at the beginning of the show, it's anonymous, which is fine. I just want to go ahead and read it out, because, like I said, she did ask me to read it out, so I'm going to do that. Hey, John and Mike, I watched every episode of your show and have to say I love it. I hate to do this to you guys or bring down the mood of the show, but I truly need some help. This isn't a Falcons question, but I've seen the people write in non-football related issues, so I want to give it a shot. Hopefully I get this in time to be read on the show. Absolutely. I'm a 24-year-old female, and I was just dumped by what I believe to be a person with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. If you all know anything about that, it ends with the cruel discard and no closure. I'm going through so much right now, and I have no one really to talk to, so I'm asking you, please read this one on the air, John, please. Absolutely. I have questions and comments for you both. She said, John, how did you know your wife was the one, even in the midst of issues you all may have been having at one time or another? Like through conflict, how did you know she was still the one? You seem to be totally satisfied and at peace within your relationship. Why do you feel like most men are opposite of that and feel the need to keep looking even after they commit? John, you give me so much hope that I'll meet a man that is totally satisfied with me, that is also a good person. You have no idea what a great example you are to all of us. You give males and females such a good reference point for honor and respect within a relationship. Even how you are with your son is just spectacular. I look up to you.
I love it.
That means a lot. So thank you very much for saying that. And I'll answer the questions here in a few minutes. Mike, I know you just went through a breakup, and in your latest videos, it's almost like you're glowing. Everyone can feel your energy. You seem so happy now, so healthy, so healed. How did you get to that place and so fast after being cheated on? 2, I've seen so many females shoot their shot at you on the show. You never really seem to bite. Are you permanently scarred from your experience and completely turned off from relationships, or do you have one you were trying to preserve through just being private? Just curious. Number 3, how do you not give a fuck about who your ex is with right now? I'm trying so fucking hard to get there to that place. Mike, I hope you understand that you have single-handedly saved me countless nights. I almost did something dumb out of depression. I watch your TikToks and think to myself what you must have been going through in the background when you made some of those. I think to myself often, how will Mike handle this? I've watched you joke about things that I know probably devastated you. You always have a positive attitude. You're one of my heroes, man. Truly an inspiration. I watched you experience death, jail, being cheated on, like in 1,000 other things. Yet I know when that 2-minute countdown ends, Mike's going to get on here and shine that light. The world cannot break you. You are my light. You are the light, my friend. Pure light. You're so silly, so happy, so positive. It brightens up everyone's experience. I have to say that any girl that would cheat on you is a damn fool, and I think your dad would be so proud of you. I genuinely love you, dude, and I pray for you every night. You're my guy. I choose to do this anonymously because I don't want my name out there. I hope you understand. Much love. Amazing, amazing email. So, Mike, you want me to start?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she asked, how did I know that my wife was the one even in the midst of, okay. The tough one, because we met so young, right? And it's cliche to say you just know, but I just kind of knew. I just knew. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Any issue that we went through was never enough. I mean, like any argument that we had was never enough to say like, oh, this is it. Because anything that we knew, we could work through it. And whether it's, I mean, just look, to be honest, I mean, both of us were like, you know, if you ever cheat, probably done at that point. You know, like that was like the one thing, like you just can't cheat, you know, and because it's over with you. The trust is gone. So if there's no trust, you have no relationship, period. That's it. That's what it's all built on. We just, and like I said, we just hit it off, and then we had similar goals, which I think is important. Like you have to talk about your goals, you know what I mean? Like where you're starting from. similar likes, dislikes. It doesn't have to be the same. I think that'd be boring as hell if you have, everything is exactly the same. But, if I love football and if my wife was like, I fucking hate football, and then you're never going to, I don't care if you like football, I'm not going to let you sit there on Saturday and watch football. That'd also be a problem, because that's just kind of being, a dick about it. It's got to be some compromise in there. That's trust, compromise, all that stuff. You can't get too caught up in your own stuff, because the goal when you get together is got to be for each other's success, right? It's not just your success anymore. It's each other's success. So that stuff's got to be talked about. I've had friends that's got married and then ended up divorcing because they disagreed on the kids thing. I'm like, how'd y'all not talk about kids? Like, that's a very important thing to talk about if you're going to get married. Like, do you want to have kids or not? So that's changed. I've seen people break up over money all the time. So like, there's got to be that situation as well, where you understand kind of, you can't have one person that's, I don't know, just spending all the money that comes in, and one person that you have to have somebody that's somewhat conservative, right? There's someone that is not going to sit there and make you go broke. So there has to be understanding with money. There has to be understanding with just each person has to have their own time. You know what I mean? Like, it can't just be, all the time. Like, you have to have your own space. You have to have your own time to process thoughts, to just, all that stuff's got to be an understanding from both sides. You can't be a one-sided relationship. You can't be, there can't be any insane jealousy and stuff like that. I mean, there's just got to be just an understanding, man. And we just had, like I said, we say it. I know I say it all the time. I mean, I got extremely lucky. And Mike's known Amanda for a long time now. And I mean, I don't know, man. We just clicked from day one. And I never we met in high school and we started dating in high school. Throughout high school, throughout college, we lived in Las Vegas for 3 years. I was a personal trainer for 10 years. I never once had a desire to leave or to go date somebody else or put myself in a situation that may compromise what we had, ever. Never even entered my thoughts. It was just, so, I mean, and what was this? I think the second question kind of led into that was, why do I think most guys are still looking even after they commit? It's just the wrong dudes. I don't know else to say it. I mean, like, there's some guys that don't want to commit, So I mean, I don't. And Mike, you maybe even can speak better to that than I can, because I just haven't been in that game and forever. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it just seems like, and I understand, like, you don't want to just initially stay like from the very first date start talking about marriage, because people will run off, right? But I mean, you just have to let this thing kind of naturally happen. You can't, if you go out there and start trying to find it and trying to make it happen, it probably ain't going to happen. Like, it's just got to happen kind of just genuinely, like, I don't know. It's a tough one. Like, Mike, I don't know, can you contribute to that at all?
I'm in another zone right now, Johnny.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at there. But but basically, like I said, back to your main question is, there was never an argument to me, ever. I mean, and look, I punched holes in walls back in the day. Like, she can push my buttons like nobody else, and she knows it. And it takes a lot to get me there. But man, I never, and she did the same thing. She got a temper too, but nothing was ever like, oh, I'm just done with this, I'm moving. Like, it was never it. That was never the case, because we were both being dumbasses, probably. For whatever reason, we've been a dumbass in a fight, and neither one of us wanted to say I'm sorry or whatever, and both being stubborn. That's how it was. Then we get over it and move on. So every little thing, and then plus so much stuff you go through in a relationship, whether it's, you go through good things, bad things, you go through family members passing away, friends passing away, you go through just ups and downs with jobs, everything you go through, man. It's just all building blocks on it. And it makes it, it should make it stronger. If it doesn't make it stronger, then you're probably not in the right spot. But all those things should make a relationship stronger. And then we know when we had Liam, it was just, okay, now everything is focused toward Liam. So it was like, everything that we did was for him. We still want to have success for ourselves, but like, he's our main priority. You know what I mean? So it's together. So it's tough to put into words. Obviously, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. So all that stuff, like, it's tough for me to just to I guess portray it, you know what I mean, and not sound like an idiot. But it's just, you got to have a baseline of trust. You have a baseline of similar goals, and you got to have, obviously, that just compassion for one another, and to know that you're going to be there for one another. That's basically what it boils down to. And like I said, I 100% believe there's somebody out there for everyone. And for the young lady who wrote their email, absolutely there's somebody out there for you. Just don't try to make it happen. Don't rush into it. And I promise you, there's nobody worth doing anything bad, man. Not nobody worth that. Like, you know, you definitely worth it. So, hey, Big Low, man. He said, be with somebody who makes you a better person. You know when it's real. There it is. I appreciate the super chat, Big Low. But yeah, that's very well said, man. I mean, it's and also I think the biggest thing too, and I'll end it with this. Let Mike let you talk, man. You should not have to change. Yeah, you should be able to be yourself, like however you are. Like if you're silly and whatever, and you like cutting up or whatever, you should be able to be that way with your significant other and have no issues whatsoever. You got to be yourself the entire time. And if you have to change for anybody, that's not the right spot either. So, I mean, it's just, you got to be comfortable, be yourself. You only got one life to live, man. You got to do it the way that you want to do it. And if that person is accepting and loves you, then they're going to love you for who the hell you are. So, you know, like I said, I as far as the new dating scene, man, I can't really even speak on it, man. Hang on. 3 Dirty said, you guys like the old Johnny Carson with the Ed McMahon. Oh, Jesus, that's great, dude. I appreciate it, man. LAJ, man, we appreciate you, buddy. Hopefully, appreciate you, brother. Carrie, thank you so much. Hang on, I was going to see yeah, JC has something too. Definitely said, I know I'm a young guy, but I share the same opinions. When you know. 5 years in my current relationship, and I have a baby girl doing it. Dude, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. Be with somebody who balances you and shares your same interests as you. Your partner should feel like your best friend, not a job, and 100%. And I always told Mike that. I was like, I mean, I married my best friend. That's the easiest way to put it. And I did, you know. So, I mean, yeah. So, anyway, Mike, do you want me to reread the stuff to you, or you got it?
Please.
All right. So, the first one.
Man, great answer, John.
Thank you. I know that was kind of all around, but I mean, it's just a tough one to get all out, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mike, I know you just went through a breakup, and in your latest videos, it's almost like you're glowing. Everyone can feel your energy. You seem so happy now, so healthy, so healed. How did you get back to a place so fast, to that place after being cheated on? I don't know that it was fast, to be honest, but
you got to use common sense. So what I mean by that is like this, and this is not a slight to anybody, but use your common sense. Like, I'm gonna just say for me, I'm a person, I really don't cheat. I'm honest. Like, I got good money. Like, I can, you know what? Like, yeah. Like I'm just good at a lot of stuff. When you're dealing with a person, you got to know what you are. So if I know I'm that, and
I think your mic switched, by the way.
Oh, it did?
I think so.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's a little bit lower.
Hold on for 1 second. All right. Can you hear me better now?
No, they got the echo now.
Okay. How about? Can you hear me better now?
That's better. It's a little lower. It's like the volume is a little lower, but I can hear you.
I don't know why it's doing that. How about okay. Well, that's all I can do. I'm not gonna. Yeah. So you can hear me good, John? Like, yeah, I'm still clear?
Yeah, you're still clear, yeah.
All right. Just my common sense tells me if I'm with a person that is cheating on me, or they lying to me, or they abusing me anyway, which person could replace the other one quicker? If I told you to step out and go get a person that was cheating on you, who was dishonest, who was a bunch of stuff, you could do that in about 10 minutes. Trying to replace Mike I'm 1-on-1, and I say that I don't speak that from a place of like arrogance. I use my common sense. It's nobody in this world like me. I'm one of one. Like, I'm really, whatever I say I am, I'm really that. I can show it. So there's no replacement. No, when I tell you, like, I live like this in real life, I could prove whatever I say. So there's no replacing Mike. There's no replacing Mike. It's only one Mike. So you got to just use your common sense. I always have confidence in myself that you can't replace me, but I can. If you're treating me bad, I can easily replace that. But if I'm being honest with you and I'm being faithful and I'm being solid and I'm giving you my money and I'm giving you my time and I really am excusing shit I'm not supposed to excuse, and I love you unconditionally, like when your hair not done, when your breath stinking, when I'm that is not easily replaceable. No matter how your like arrogance tell you it is, it's not. So you're gonna have a hard time replacing me. And that's so I just say, so that's how I got to this place. I just use my common sense. So second question, John. 330 said we must feel good about ourselves first, and then when the right opportunity comes, be open for the addition in your life, but never lose yourself trying to accommodate someone that is not for you. I agree. I'm gonna just tell you this.
Perfect.
You like asking me questions, I'm gonna give you an answer, but I'm gonna give you a truthful answer from my own experience. I'm not sure if it's, I'm just being honest with you if you're gonna ask me the questions. And I think that's how come you asked me. So Kerry said the person who emailed said that the guy was a narcissist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or had the behavior of one. Sounds like he's using you. Take time. You always got to think like they are the person in the relationship that's treating the other one better is the loss. If you're getting cheated on and you lose somebody that's cheating on you, you did not lose. What did you lose? Like, what are you fighting to get cheated on? What are you fighting to be lied to? Are you fighting to be abused? Don't never do that. What's the next question, John? Oh, hold on. Kerry said if the person brings more negativity, stress to your life than positivity, good, then that tells you right there everything you need to know. Same goes for any friends, family. Yes. DJ said all facts. Hopefully, hopeful.
Man, appreciate you, buddy.
You might be out of your fire. Man, I appreciate that, man.
All right. Second question was, I've seen so many females shoot their shot at you on the show. Never really seem to bite. Are you permanently scarred from your experience and completely turned off from relationships? Or do you have one you were trying to preserve through being private? Just curious.
There's not a thing in this world that can scar me permanently. I'm not built like that. You don't know where I come from. That shit don't have. There's not anything the world could do to me that you gonna see me get sad or down about. That's not. I ain't built like that. I'm different. I came here different. That's what I'm saying. I'm 1-on-1. There is no bringing Mike down. I'm different. My brain worked different. I'm not even funny. My brain worked differently than anybody else you know. There's no bringing Mike down. I'm really him. I'm not. Man, I'm him for real. Like, I'm not even being fucking funny. Like, there's no bringing Mike down. I'm different. Too nice when girl. I'm flattered by when girls do that, but at the same time, like, I'm a private person. So if I have a relationship and there's somebody that I talk to, and if I'm gonna be honest, I can't even say that. But just say if I put it out there, it would get her in trouble and a whole lot of other shit would go because of her job. So but just I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this too. That comes from patience. That I know I got confidence in myself. I'm gonna get who I want to get. I ain't gonna get who I gotta get, or I ain't gotta say I'm gonna go get who I want to get. And I got the girl who I wanted to get. So I'm happy.
Love it.
I'm private. I'll tell you that, keep that private. That ain't for Instagram. That ain't young. I could easily try to piss the person off. Who I could easily try to impress y'all with it, and that's not gonna help the relationship itself. Privacy helps every relationship.
Yep. Yeah, Mike's not had a social media account of his own in the time that I've known you, and that's basically since. I mean, what was 2000? Was Facebook? Yeah, Facebook was around, but yeah, that was pretty much.
I don't do the internet. I have never done the internet because, and even before, it's a girl I like. It's gonna lose me sex. I'm just being honest. It'll lose me sex to be on the internet because every girl will be able to see who I'm.
Yeah.
It's not small.
And 3, how do you not care who your ex is with right now? I'm trying so hard to get to that place.
I can't. I know it's a downgrade. So I don't even gotta see who that is. I know it ain't me. So I know you went down. That's no question in my mind. And you just, that ain't your business no more. So you move on with what you're doing. That ain't your business no more. And oftentimes, I want you to really understand me. When you going on their Instagram, see, I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that. But if you going on his Instagram and you see him with a girl, I want you to understand this. the more pictures he posts with that girl, the more miserable he is. That's not normal. When you break up if you break up and a person go in like 2 weeks and they already like, oh, I'm with what's the name and they so much better and I'm so happy. That's cap. That's super cap. That's cap. The person is hurting, trying to pretend like, oh, I'm over you already. I'm lit. I'm having fun. I done upgrade. All that's performative, but you don't do that. So that's what I'm saying. I could have done that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not taking part in none of that. So it ain't. I understand the hurt, and you gonna want to know who did he leave me for? Who did he want? But that ain't even like. Ain't who cares who he left you for, or who cares if somebody's a cheater in the lie. She's about to get cheated on, lied to. People don't change overnight. If a dude's cheating on you, lying to you, and treating you bad, and he moved on, what experience do you think that girl about to have? Man, picture me being jealous of some shit I don't want. I don't want anybody who, man, the girl I'm talking about, she put her hands on me. I don't want nobody to put their hands on me. I don't want nobody to cheat. I don't want nobody to lie. I don't want nobody who, when you ask them for some money, can you help with this? Oh, I don't. It's an excuse every time. I know I gotta pay for everything. I'm not doing none of that. So if your experience is bad, then you got to understand it's some shit that the world did for you, and it ain't something that the man did to you. It's a favor because you didn't have the strength to cut it off yourself. God did it for you, and you just gotta like suffer through the little small time, but you'll be fine. But I will say that, like, don't ever get into what they doing because it's performative. It's all performative, and she gonna have the same experience that you had. It ain't like he cheat on you and treat you that. Then he going over here and gonna be the best man that the world ever seen. Nah, a piece of shit is a piece of shit. A piece of shit gonna be a piece of shit. A cheater, there are people in this world that don't cheat, and it ain't a situational. And the reason why I love John, his integrity is not situational. His morals ain't situational. It's who John is all the time, and mine ain't either. It don't depend on how she look if I'm cheating on you or not. It like that shit don't make no sense. So if that is not situational, so you'll be fine. But I will say this. I just want to say like this. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Like you wouldn't. That man, I'm gonna cry as soon as we get off the air. I start crying. I'm not gonna do it right here, but as soon as we call crying, I'll probably start crying. So I really appreciate that. It just meant the world. But like, don't ever. I went through some shit that I can't tell y'all about, and I went through a lot. A lot that you saw, I couldn't even tell you 80% of the shit I was going through. So I'm just happy you noticed that, and I'm happy that you got some out of the TikToks and the good vibes. I appreciate it. It's hard to do sometimes, and I don't think y'all respect it. Terry said, just remember that girl's gonna figure out the type of person he is. Soon enough, the man, people stay the same. So a person cheat and lie or being a hoe, that person always gonna be that. They gonna do it over here, and that's gonna crumble. Then they gonna go somewhere, and bro, they gonna keep doing the same thing. But like Mike is saying, focus on yourself and his laws, not yours. You are the prize. Always remember the person if you showed up for a person with your whole might, with your whole heart, and you really purely loved, they cannot replace. If that was easily replaceable, we will all have that shit. We will all have that, but it's the rare thing. We all get trash. Anybody out here dating on you, whoever you date, oh, she cheat, he lying, she lying. This is he got something, she got something. I got with condoms because everybody, you gotta be. You don't want to get in the mud. Don't go down to the mud. Stay up.
Yeah, I think it's so different now, dude, with social media too. I think like when you and I started dating, and it was literally like passing notes. There was no there was no social media. You know what I mean? Like it's changed the entire game of dating. Probably. I mean, it's way different, and not in a good way. You know, because like you said, like a lot of the privacy is kind of gone. You know, if you choose to do it that way. But yeah, man.
Don't change either. I don't want you to change to the way he like. Okay, I'm about to be a savage. I'm about to be a hoe. I'm out here cheat. Stay up where, and whoever gonna come up there to meet you. Don't ever drop down to what somebody else is on. Just stay where you at. and do not rush it. I don't care if he going off with the girl and you feel like, damn, I look stupid because he was somebody and I'm still alone. I look like a loser. It looked like he was right. Make no mind of that. Keep doing what you doing and let him have his experience. Let him have whatever experience he feel like he want to, because that's how I feel. I'm gonna let you have whatever experience you feel like you need to have. If you think somebody is greater than me, by all means, I hope you live a great life with him. I hope everything go right.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, confidence, man. Just have that confidence. But like Mike said, thanks so much for the email. I mean, like I said, this is those words, I mean, that you said for both of us, that means a lot. It means a ton. I'm not just saying that. I mean, it really does. It choked us both up when we read it. So like the first time. So I'm glad if we'd have just read it on air, if I'd have read it on air without doing it with Mike, it probably would have been worse. But that means a lot. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully, hopefully we helped. Hopefully some of the chat helped, because I think they definitely have some good advice as well. But don't be a stranger. Feel free to email at any time, and Falcons as well. If you want to do any Falcons, we can always do Falcon stuff too. But that's just part of the show. That's kind of how it's kind of evolved, man. Like is not what I thought the show would be, but I am totally fine with it, because to me, man, I mean, like, being able to help folks no matter what the situation is great. And if we can help one person by going off the rails and doing different things on the show, then man, I think that's great. I mean, I know some folks tuning in are probably like, the hell, this is not a Falcons podcast. You know what I mean? And on someone that probably happens sometimes during the show, but that's just, we're out of your Falcon mind, man. So it's a little bit different, and that's just the way we do things. And but don't anybody out there, man, don't look, if y'all got issues, man, or y'all want to email us stuff like that, you're welcome to. We're going to read it. If you want us to read it, we're going to read it. We're happy to share our thoughts, our opinions, but just know that they're just that. They're just thoughts. They're just opinions. We're not, like I said, not like we're licensed guys. We're just a couple of guys, happen to be 41 years old. It's been through some things. But Mike's been through stuff I've never been through. I've been through some stuff Mike's never been through. We've shared some different experiences. So, I mean, we're just happy to help. So if that helps, man, I hope that does. And like I said, stay confident and just be you, and somebody that's for you will be there, and they will find you, and everything will work out. But thanks so much again for the email. Really appreciate that. Gamer said, yes, need people. Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate that.
Always remember, it's something that the universe did for you. It's not something the person did to you. So don't look at it like that.
That's right. That's a perfect way to look at it. All right, Mike. So I guess that's a good way to end it, right?
That's a good way to end. Out of Your Falcon Mind is the greatest podcast on earth. I'm sorry. It's the greatest. Man, I really do love you guys, and just like John said, if y'all want to ask us that, I don't have a problem with that. You can do it. I will say this though. I don't need one more person to remind me I got cheated on, because y'all starting all the questions with you remember that time you got cheated? I don't need I'm all right with that. Let's let that go. And also I'll talk about your current thing. I don't want to talk about mine. I got something going. I want it to stay going. So I don't want to answer any questions about my personal, thing. I'll talk about yours. If you got a question about yours, I got you. But as far as who I'm dating and who that is, I don't want to do that. When she feel like it'll go, then I'll let her do it. But I don't want to do it.
Smart man.
Yeah. Curry said, John and Mike, I love that your channel continues to grow. You guys are good people and deserve all the praise you get. I love you for that, Curry. I really do.
Appreciate that.
Hey, look, a girl on TikTok thought that she was my wife. I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah, Curry was my wife. She said, with your wife, Curry. I was like, what? It was funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, man. Let's get
this win. So let's turn up before we get up. That emoji.
I don't know. I know the sleep emoji doesn't show up. I'm not sure why it doesn't do that either. I know.
Oh, hopefully. Now Hey, don't do it. Hey, they dropped the price. They dropped the price. I'm telling you. Oh, it's on the way. Trust me.
I love it, Demetrius.
DJ, I'm with you on that. Out of Your Falcon Mind, the GOAT.
Hey, man. Shout out to JC for joining us tonight, man. We appreciate you, man. 4Q 4 Quarters podcast on YouTube, 4Q Sportscast on Twitter. Make sure, and actually, I think it's 4 Quarter Sportscast on YouTube. My bad. Make sure you check out JC, man. We'll definitely have him back on. He was great having him on. Hey, I forgot to, but shout out to Joe Patrick from 99 The Game for coming on with us for the recap show on the watch. That fantastic show having him on there. We got a lot of great feedback on that. Joe was awesome. Joe, if you're watching, if you're listening, appreciate you, buddy. Can't wait to have you back on.
Thank you, Joe. Joe was awesome.
Yeah, man, Joe was awesome. We'll be back on Monday because Liam has games again on Sunday at 10:30 and like 1:30. So I'll be there watching him play baseball, and I'll watch the game when we get home. So we'll do a recap on Monday night at 7:00 as we always do. And yeah, I think it'll just be me and you this time. I don't think we have a guest, so just old school, man. Just us.
Recapping the win, buddy.
That's right.
Hey,
Recap.
John, man, how close are we all to 150?
Show 150?
Yeah.
We're 134 now.
Oh, we know we're close. Okay.
Yeah, 16 away. Yeah. So, but anyway, guys, we appreciate. Look, everybody in the chat tonight. We appreciate y'all. Everybody that hung out, that stayed with us almost the entire 2 hours, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Again, I can't say it enough, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us when you can literally be doing anything else. So we really appreciate that very much. And then if you listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, again, drop us that 5-star review so we can keep growing. Like the video here on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already. Just help this channel keep growing, and we'll keep doing our thing and bringing y'all good content as we can. Much love, folks. We will see y'all after that W Monday at 7:00. Mike, take us out, brother.
Out of your mother Falcon mind. Peace.